Let's go!
Wario! He's a bit of a weird guy. Money hungry, selfish, unhygienic, just overall a pretty bad person. But I gotta tell ya, he is certainly packing a lot of good games. Wario Land. This series, primarily found on handheld, is filled with a handful of really damn good platformers. Original settings, unique concepts, a ton of treasure to collect in each. There are 5 main games in this series, and they are all awesome. Now, I'm really not sure if this is a popular opinion or not, but the Wario Land series are filled with some of Nintendo's greatest 2D platformers. They really are that good. But there is one game in this series that has gone completely forgotten. Master of Disguise for DS. But this game stinks. We have to go more obscure for this video. I'm thinking Virtual Boy obscure. I'm sure everybody knows about the Virtual Boy at this point, but man, just look at this mess. You got goggles on legs, it was foolishly sold as a portable console, the games are only in black and red for reasons that I think scientists still haven't come up with a solid answer for, and on top of all that, the library of games was mediocre at best. Oh, and there were only 22 of them. It's beautiful. That is a moment in time right there. And actually, a port of Donkey Kong Country 2 was planned for the console, but got cancelled due to the system's failure. Boy, I have never been happier to see a game get cancelled. But on to the topic of discussion. Easily the best game on the Virtual Boy, and actually a good game on top of that. Here we have VB Wario Land. I lied before, there's actually 6 Wario Land games. Haha, got you.
Oh, I missed!
Well, would you look at that? A Virtual Boy game that not only makes you blind, but makes you deaf too. It's multi-featured. Well, first and foremost, I emulated the game through red and black like an idiot. Let me just, yeah, we go, much better. The story is simple. Wario is taking a nap at the Awazon River Basin. I hate that because it's actually kinda clever. When he wakes up to see 3 masked figures behind the waterfall walking off with treasure. And naturally, he sees treasure, he takes pursuit. This leads him to a door surrounded by treasure, but of course, all is not what it seems. Wario falls into the depths below, and the game begins. Guys, it's an adventure where Wario goes to gather treasure. Literally every Wario game. Now, in terms of release, this is actually the second game in the Wario Land series, and it does end up playing pretty similarly to the first game in terms of power-ups and overall speed. Wario Land 1 went by a nice, brisk pace. Some would argue it's too slow, but it works. It wasn't until Game 2 where Wario decided to blast through with Sonic speed with his windmill legs. In this Wario Land, he continues to walk pretty slow, but his shoulder thrust is used for an extra boost of speed, even more so when you get the bull hat. Look at him go! And yeah, that is totally taken from Game 1 as well. There's also the Eagle hat that lets you fly, and the Sea Dragon hat that lets you shoot fire, which both have Land 1 equivalents. But there's also the new King Dragon hat, which, oh, it feels so good. It lets you both fly and shoot fire, and I never knew I wanted something so beautiful in my life until now. I want a cool dragon hat too. That was the fire. Other than the whole hat thing, this is a pretty standard platformer. But it's on the Virtual Boy, which had the ugly red and black 3D technology! So there are like these points where you can jump in the background and stuff. Oh, and the enemies can do it too. I can feel your excitement! We are a generation now spoiled by 3D gaming with the flip of a switch and no glasses. So yeah, This definitely won't set the world on fire nowadays. It just kinda looks like it does with all of the red. Although, to the game's credit, it's still a fairly original idea. The only game that comes to mind that does a similar thing is Mutant Mudds, so there's a little plug right there. The goal in each stage is simple. Get to the end under the incredibly generous time limit and find the main treasure along the way, though that is not actually required. Some of them are also legitimately tough to find. Like, wow, really? And once you finish the level, you take the elevator up one floor and get the option to play one of two minigames. What's up, buddy? How you doing? By wagering some of your coins, you have the choice to either basically flip a coin to get double or nothing, or collect a few meager hearts to work towards extra lives. Again, striking similarities here. Both of these games are actually pretty pointless though, and I'll explain why in a bit. I don't think I like this very much anymore. Honestly, I'm kinda stunned. I mean, it's a fun platformer, but it's really basic. It's on the Virtual Boy, though! I can't believe there's legitimately a pretty good game on this console. The game is pretty short, however, only 10 levels. And even if you take your time exploring for the secret treasures, you're looking at roughly 2 or 3 hours max. I guess that's not technically a complaint, because playing anything on an actual Virtual Boy for more than 3 hours is kind of a death wish. But you know what? I'll be damned. Each level has a different theme, and they each stand out amongst the rest. It kept me invested for the entire adventure because, hey, what's the next level gonna bring? The music is actually pretty good too, fitting the same vibe as other Wario games have had. Also, shout out to how Mini Wario holds things. I don't know, something about this just looks off. There are 4 main bosses that try to stop you on this adventure. The first of which is legitimately very creepy looking. They all take advantage of the whole 2-layer setup, and they're honestly the best uses of, well, the 3D technology, I guess we'll call it. And boy, let me say, is that mini boss theme just kickin'. Aw, it's breathtaking. Put this music in Smash. Easily the weirdest part of the game is when the screen reduces in size just to immediately pull it back to widescreen. Like, is this supposed to be a really cool effect once somebody is already losing their sense of sight playing this console for more than 30 minutes? Widescreen! Eventually, the adventure brings you to the main evil guy's lair, who has gone unseen this entire time. No one knows who we're messing with here, but now's our chance to see. Wow. Okay, that took a turn I wasn't expecting. That would have scared the crap out of me if I was a kid. Other games in this series had bad guys like a genie, a pirate, an evil clown. Demons from the depths of hell don't fit Wario's aesthetic. That's Kirby's thing. What's his name anyway? Demon Head. Yep, okay, well, that name certainly fits. Once you get the pattern down, the battle really isn't all too tough. It's really all about mastering that timing. But in no time, he is defeated, and all of the treasure return to where they belong, unlocking the door, revealing a ton of coins. There's a, I don't know, a map, I guess, and a, yeah, I don't even know. And there you go, that is Virtual Boy Wario Land, a legitimately really good game on a console that quite frankly didn't deserve it. Now, which ending you get actually has a few factors. If you didn't collect all of the treasures, the number of coins that you have then dictate which way Wario flies home. There's the reason you would or would not do those little mini-games I said before. And if you go for bare minimum, it's actually pretty funny. But if you do have them all, you fly off on a magic carpet, clearly happy as happy can possibly be. And apparently, if you get all the treasures and then beat the game in less than 2 hours, there's another ending on top of that. Can't hurt to give it a shot. Well, I've gone ahead and beaten the game again. Everything is the same so far.